Tonight, reduced to rubble.
He was coming home from work and he saw flames kicking out of the building.
Fire tears through a home under construction and sets off a battle.
It was a defensive fight from the get-go.
To save others. The warnings about a dangerous offender.
There's very little the police can do because they have no jurisdiction over him unless he commits another offense.
A closer look at the case of Kevin Kaler and the public alerts about him. Renoviction reprieve. The promising news for tenants in a Kitchener apartment tower. Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin in Brantford tonight, where a home under construction was destroyed by fire. Firefighters worked for hours overnight to make sure the flames didn't spread to neighboring properties. Let's go to CTV's Krista Simpson now, live with the latest on this investigation. Krista.
Tony, no one was hurt, and we're told only one nearby home was left with some smoke damage. Now the investigation into the cause of this fire begins. A house under construction on Arthur Street in Brantford, now reduced to rubble after fire broke out overnight.
I saw a flash of lights outside.
Patrick King spotted the emergency response when he woke up in the middle of the night. He says it was another neighbor that called it in.
He was coming home from work and he saw flames kicking out of the building, so he was the one to call the fire department.
Brantford Fire says they were notified around 1:20 in the morning.
We showed up on site for a building that was under construction to find it fully involved.
4 trucks and 13 people brought in to battle the flames.
It was a defensive fight from the get-go, but they managed to keep it to the building itself and not let it spread to the adjacent structures, which was fantastic.
One other home did sustain some smoke damage. No one was hurt.
There were some people evacuated temporarily while we dealt with the fire situation.
The cause isn't yet known. Crews spending the morning pumping out the basement so the investigation can begin.
We're going to conduct the fire investigation following that. We just have to make the building safer.
Neighbors just relieved no one was living at the property when the flames broke out.
They were just building it and they didn't have the drywall or anything in, so I mean that made the fire, I think, go a wee bit faster because they didn't have anything to suppress it.
There's no word yet on what caused the fire or if it is considered suspicious at this time. Tony.
Okay, CTV's Krista Simpson with that story out of Brantford for us. Krista, thank you. A Kitchener man responsible for the deaths of 4 people has been released back into the community. Police say 60-year-old Kevin Kaler has completed his 12-year sentence, but is considered at high risk to reoffend. CTV's Alexandra Hollick has more.
Police say this man, seen here dancing in downtown Kitchener, is a significant risk to public safety. 60-year-old Kevin Kaler was released yesterday after serving a 12-year sentence for manslaughter in the 2013 choking death of his roommate, Marianne May. His release comes as the result of warrant expiry, meaning he's served his sentence. But police say he has a high risk of reoffending.
This man is a ticking time bomb. The women of Waterloo, the Kitchener area, are sitting ducks to him.
Criminal defense lawyer Ari Goldkind isn't involved in this case, but he says little can be done now that Kaler is living in Kitchener.
His sentence is completely over. He's not on parole. He's not on supervision. He's not on release. There's very little the police can do because they have no jurisdiction over him unless he commits another offense.
According to police, a provincial court judge signed off on Kaler's release with terms he must comply to. They include reporting any change of address and abiding by a curfew, along with a ban on buying or consuming any alcohol or other controlled substances. Kaler's release comes just 5 weeks after the Parole Board of Canada revoked his statutory release for the 3rd time in 3 years. At the time, the board said his behavior was deteriorating. Kaler's first major crime dates back to 1985. He was behind the wheel in a high-speed chase near Walkerton that ended in a fiery crash, killing 2 teen girls and an OPP officer. He served 3 years in prison for criminal negligence causing death. On the same day of Kaler's release, the Canadian government announced new legislation aimed at cracking down on violent and repeat offenders. But Goldkind says in this case, it doesn't do much.
There's nothing in there that addresses the parole board and detention reviews and warrant expiry.
Police say they are taking a, quote, multifaceted approach to mitigate safety risks, including regular compliance checks and help from the public. Alexandra Hullick, CTV News, Kitchener.
Let's turn to our first look at weather now. Alex Pinto is live at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium tonight. The Rangers, Alex, getting ready to take on a well-known rival, the London Knights. I mean, it's always exciting on Friday nights at the Odd, but this is part of the first ever OHL rivalry week. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's right. So this is the first ever week for that, and appropriate that the London Knights are going to be here for the first time this season as well. So Joe Birch joining us live to chat a bit more about this. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thanks for having me, Alexandra. It's exciting to be here on this special new theme night that the league's put together.
Very exciting. Okay, so OHL Rivalry Week. Can you tell us a little bit about this and your thoughts ahead of tonight?
Yeah, to the credit of the league, they wanted to create another new program that would help to excite and engage fans at typically a harder time of year to get people to come into the building. So for us, we had Guelph here Tuesday, and then our largest rival is here tonight. And both games, we've seen spikes in attendance, and the hockey's been really good, and I anticipate tonight is going to have a playoff atmosphere feel to it, which doesn't usually come in the first half of the year. So it's going to be a great game all around.
Do you know how many fans you're expecting to see here tonight? We're going to assume quite a few, but thousands tonight.
Yeah, we're into standing room only and into singles in the bowl. So it's you know, we're going to be 7,200, 7,300 fans, and there will be London fans here, which they travel well to their credit, but our passionate Ranger fans have come out tonight.
And finally, of course, lots of other great events to look forward to as well. We were chatting a little bit before. Teddy Bear Toss, just to name one of them. What else can fans look forward to?
Yeah, so November the 9th will be our traditional Remembrance Day game, which is a special one where we recognize the military and raise money for the Canadian Poppy Fund by the donation and the raffle of the jerseys post-game. And then I believe it's our first Tuesday in December, we have our traditional Teddy Bear Toss game. So both those events are coming quick, and they're great experiences for our fans.
So lots to look forward to. Joe, great to see you as always. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Alexandra. Appreciate you having me.
Okay, and yeah, tonight might be a good night to be inside the Odd as well, because that cloud cover is still with us, and we are noticing a little bit more wet weather on the way. Take a look at our satellite and radar map. You may have been caught in some earlier showers a little bit before, depending on where you were. If you were in Center Wellington, the Guelph area, Fergus, you may have noticed a bit of a light sprinkle or so. But yes, getting into the weekend, potentially we could see some more wet weather. We'll get into that a little bit later. Temperature-wise, 11 degrees right now here in Kitchener. Waterloo, so pretty close to seasonal. 10 in Mount Forest, 15 if you are in Goderich. So today I would have to say, Tony, feels like a typical fall day. Noticeably cooler conditions, but things are going to be heating up here inside the Odd tonight as the Kitchener Rangers take on the London Knights. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock, and we're going to be here throughout the hour. I'll send it back over to you.
And Alex, before I let you go, I have to note, sharp jersey. I'm liking this. We're repping. Go Rangers, right?
Thank you. Go Rangers, go. I've got to say, I would say pretty close to a perfect fit, right?
Yes.
If
yes,
not
very
a perfect
sharp.
fit.
They're supposed to be comfortable. So,
Thank
you know. Thanks, Alex. We'll talk to you later. Well, as local charities look ahead to the holidays, one group says it is changing a popular food drive that delivered Christmas dinners door to door. Let's get more on that story now. CTV's Jeff Pickle joining us live with this. And Jeff, we're talking about the House of Friendship Christmas food hamper program. So what's the change all about?
Well, Tony, last year the turkey drive delivered 4,700 turkeys to families in Kitchener, Waterloo, but the demand was nearly double what they could provide. So now House of Friendship says they are changing how they do things to help feed more people.
It's been a staple of the holiday season in KW for decades.
So House of Friendship has been doing Christmas support for food for folks living in the cities of Kitchener and Waterloo for a very long time.
With funding from the Kitchener-Conestoga Rotary Club, they provide holiday meals for thousands.
That's still going to be true this season. We're just doing it a little differently because of how much demand has grown over the years.
Wagner says last year, despite a massive effort, many people were left out.
Registration filling up in just 4 days We had spots for 4,700 folks for a standalone Christmas-specific food hamper, and thousands of families were left out.
Now, House of Friendship say they are doing away with the registration and delivery system.
So we're shifting from a model where folks have to register here in the cities of Kitchener and Waterloo to being able to access food throughout the Christmas season at food assistance programs.
This season, they hope to provide 2,000 more meals than last year.
So everybody will leave with some food. Exactly what food we can offer different people will vary by site and day, but we're going to connect more people with that food for the Christmas season than we have before.
The Rotary Club fundraises to bankroll the food program and supports the changes.
We pretty quickly understood that that made a lot of sense and that they were the best people to make those judgments.
Still in need of volunteers and donations to fill plates and hearts this holiday season.
And we're really excited to bring folks along who want to still help us with this new approach. And at the end of the day, doing our mission and not leaving folks out who need support is at the heart for us.
Anyone looking to donate can go to turkeydrive.ca.
So big changes to this program, but that's simply reflecting the growth in demand and how many in our community could use a little extra help. And again, donations and volunteers still very much needed. Tony.
All right, let's hope the community answers the call. Jeff, appreciate that. CTV's Jeff Pickle live with that story. Prime Minister Mark Carney announced plans today to beef up the border, saying Canadians must look out for ourselves in a dangerous and divided world. Among other things, the Prime Minister pledged to hire 1,000 new border officers with the aim of cracking down on illegal drugs and guns. CTV's Judy Trin has more on the border plan.
But we also have a slew of other prohibited devices.
Examples of illegal weapons seized at the Niagara Falls border crossing. To thwart growing threats, the Liberal government is funding more border security agents.
During the election campaign, we were clear that our borders had to be secure so everyone in Canada can feel safe, and we promised to hire 1,000 new CBSA officers to bolster our border protection efforts.
The upcoming budget will allocate $617 million to recruit 1,000 CBSA officers over the next 5 years, a pledge made by Mark Carney while campaigning to be Prime Minister.
So how many of those boots are going to be on the ground? Are we actually waiting for the budget for this funding to come through? Because we haven't had a budget. It comes in November. So there are actually more questions than answers that we got from the minister's announcement today.
A focus will be on hiring special analysts who can identify suspects connected to organized crime, human smuggling, immigration fraud, and terrorism.
It is very promising. We have to start somewhere. It's something we've been asking for a long time. Our members will be really happy to hear that this is going to come about.
The union representing border guards says the challenges include a need to expand training facilities and provide more equipment like these X-ray machines to agents so they can do more searches.
We don't really examine rail. Marine, we examine less than 1%. We have land borders, airports, which really overuse students, where we need to get officers in those positions. It's really across the board.
Hiring these new CBSA officers are measures on top of the $1.3 billion border security plan announced last year by the Liberals under Justin Trudeau. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
And speaking of the Prime Minister, Mark Carney made a stop in Breslau today for a special keg tap at the Schwaben Club. And he invoked the name of a certain Toronto Blue Jays slugger before taking a swing.
Mr. Prime Minister, are you ready?
I'm Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Oh, he says he's Vladdy Guerrero Jr. He is about to spank that spigot out of the park, ladies and gentlemen. So that means we gotta get super loud for him. Here we go.
And looks like a successful keg tap for Carney, followed by a drink and a round of Ein Prosit. He also met Uncle Hans, listened to polka music, and took pictures with people there during his visit. The 57th edition of KW Oktoberfest wraps up tomorrow. Sign up for the CTV Kitchener newsletter to start every day in the know. We've got local headlines, as well as the latest forecast and some must-see videos right to your inbox every morning. You can sign up at ctvnewskitchener.ca. Made in Kitchener medical technology that's working artificial intelligence into surgery recoveries. Just ahead, CTV's Colton Weens will tell us all about the monitoring device that's now been approved for use across our country and beyond our borders.
Oh, fans are flooding in here at the Odd for tonight's big game. Kitchener Rangers take on the London Knights, part of OHL Rivalry Week. We're going to take a look at that and what you can expect to see as puck drop is taking place at 7 o'clock. And we'll also look at your long-range forecast coming up a little later.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news.
Some promising news today for residents of an apartment building at 250 Frederick Street in Kitchener. After a landlord-tenant board hearing, they've been told they are allowed to stay in their apartments for now. Late last year, dozens of residents in the 16-story tower were given eviction notices, told that they would have to move out while their units were renovated. After a lengthy battle with the property owner, the residents of 33 units had their eviction notices dismissed. A group representing the tenants say the property owner is appealing the decision, but for now, the residents can stay. A Kitchener-based medical technology company is aiming to make recovery after surgery easier for both patients and healthcare professionals. Kitchener-based Fluid AI has developed an early warning monitoring device that's now been approved for use in Canada and the U.S. CTV's Colton Weens reports.
Where there are sensors that are situated inside of the device.
It's a small hardware that can make a big impact. The Origin device can monitor patients after general and gastrointestinal surgeries and give early warning signs of anastomotic leakage, a complication that can lead to severe infections and sepsis.
Early detection of anastomotic leaks can mean the life or death for some high-risk patients. The earlier that you can identify the complication, the larger the time window that allows a surgeon to intervene.
Pancreatic surgery, about 20 to 25% of our patients will have a significant or a clinically relevant pancreatic leak. And about those that have that leak, 20% of them will die.
Founded by 2 University of Waterloo students and 1 in Toronto, Fluid AI started working on the device more than 10 years ago. It's gone through clinical trials and is now cleared for use in Canada, several Gulf countries, and most recently received clearance from the FDA in the United States.
It was immensely time-consuming. It was a lot of lab work. It was a lot of just really bringing the team together to get something done like that.
Now that they have clearance in both the United States and Canada, the focus is on expanding the company and getting devices and solutions into hospitals.
The Canadian market, the Gulf countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar, and our plans for next year is to launch in the U.S. market.
Along with the Origin device, Fluid AI is also working on a new software known as Stream Care, which incorporates data from patient records, vital signs, and other monitoring devices to allow patients to monitor their recovery and give doctors a more complete view of patient information.
So the software itself relies on integrations with hospitals' electronic medical records. These electronic medical records provide the patient's history and medical information that feed into our software and provide risk factors associated with complications beyond anastomotic leaks.
Fluid AI says it's not aiming to replace medical professionals, but instead empower them when making decisions.
By providing early warning factors and early information that can allow those clinicians to make those decisions faster and better, you improve patient outcomes and you allow patients to get back on their feet quicker.
Colton Weens, CTV News, Kitchener.
All right, a live look along the Grand River near Bridge Street. Our photographer Dave Pettit bringing us this look from Kitchener tonight. A very cloudy sky, a very gray evening, and that's kind of been the way things have been unfolding today. As Alex was telling us yesterday, we are seeing those showers on and off, and there may be more rain to come. We'll rejoin Alex in just a couple of moments for the forecast. Also ahead, retail giant Amazon makes another big move in southwestern Ontario. Details on another plan for a new building and new jobs. But next, a pipeline of meth Avery Haynes continues her W5 investigation into the flow of the drug from Canada to New Zealand and Australia, and a look at the cartel's footprint in this country. Back on location now to Alex at the Odd as the Rangers get set to welcome the London Knights. It's the OHL's rivalry series. And Alex, we're early in the season, so this is the first time the Knights are going to be visiting the Odd. Looks like it's beginning to fill up there, too.
It is starting to fill up, and yes, tonight is expected to be quite the game and a busy one as well. Fans are very excited, including Craig, longtime fan. You've been coming to almost every game, you were telling me, since 2008, which is pretty impressive here. What are you looking forward to tonight?
Oh, I'm looking for a good game from the Rangers. We always have to beat those London Knights. We don't want them to win, so yeah, hopefully they will.
Hopefully they will. You're also here tonight with Hockey Helps the Homeless, so the charity being highlighted here this evening. The game is actually taking place next week. Can you tell us a little bit about your initiative, where things are standing at this point?
Sure. So yeah, this is our 12th year doing our Hockey Helps the Homeless tournament. It's next Friday at Rim Park during the day, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And over the last 11 years, we've raised over $2.5 million for 6 shelters in the area.
Last I checked, about $177,000 has been raised so far out of the $350,000 goal. Are we happy with that? We're still trying to gun it for really the last week.
Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of the money comes in at the very end. The players, just wait to the very end, but they'll get to it this weekend, I'm sure, because they have to raise at least $500 in order to hit the ice. So they have to do that for sure. And yeah, it's going to be a great time next Friday.
Some good hockey and getting the community together, of course, for such a good cause. Craig, really appreciate your time. Enjoy the game tonight. Go Rangers, go. Let's hope that they win, right?
For sure. Big win.
Thank you so much. And like we've been saying, tonight's probably the best night to be inside the Odd here in Kitchener, because that gray sky has pretty much been sticking with us throughout the afternoon and expected to stick with us as we get into the evening as well. With that, the risk for a little bit of wet weather as we look at our futurecast this evening. Getting into the overnight, we could see some showers, potentially heavy at times depending on where you are. Getting into your Saturday, though, expected to see a mix of sun and cloud, high of 20 degrees at this point. But then I want to stop it here for Sunday. Another system expected to make its way towards the east. Rain heavy at times possible. We could also see a risk potentially for some thunderstorms depending on where you are as well. So if you have any outdoor plans, tomorrow might be your best day to do it. Okay, comparing some temperatures across the province right now, 11 degrees it is here in Kitchener-Waterloo. Further north, 9 in Timmins, 12 in Moosonee, so a little bit warmer up there as well, and 14 right now in Goderich. If you are towards the south, a little bit more west, Windsor, Sarnia sitting at about 17, which is still above seasonal for this time of year. 12 degrees it is in Hamilton this hour. So many of us are definitely sitting around that seasonal mark, if not a little bit above. And tomorrow, above seasonal, that's what we can expect to see. So getting into the overnight hours tonight, 8 degrees is our expected overnight low. Cloudy, and again, we're seeing about a 40% chance of showers. Then tomorrow, that cloud should hopefully spread. We should see a little bit of that sunshine peeking through the clouds there with a high of 20 degrees and that UV index sitting at about a 4. We've been sitting at about a 4 for most of this week and last week, which is considered moderate. So we're looking at our almanac for today. We are pretty much seasonal for this time of year. Record high, 26 degrees. That was set back on this day in 1947, and minus 6.4 was our overnight record low back in 1978. So we're definitely going to feel warmer overnight tonight compared to what we saw back then. And that sun setting 6:36 p.m. officially now. Okay, over the next several days, so once we get to enjoy our Saturday outdoor plans, Sunday might be some good indoor activities to look forward to. 20 degrees, though, is our expected daytime high still before a slight chance for some wet weather to start off your work and school week. Lambton, Kent, and Essex, mainly sunny sky for you looking ahead to tomorrow, and it's going to feel quite warm, 24, before we could see some more rain move in for your Sunday. And southern Georgian Bay, you've got quite the stretch of cloud cover and potentially more rain in the forecast. So good news if your garden, lawns, really, really need it because you're going to be above seasonal as well, but at least you get to, yes, maybe not have to go out and water the plants yourselves. So things definitely heating up here inside the Odd in Kitchener for the OHL rivalry week game, and puck drop at 7 o'clock tonight as the Kitchener Rangers take on the London Knights. So Tony, I've got a feeling it'll be a pretty good game and lots of good energy here tonight.
Oh yeah, and you know, on Friday nights they seem to always go into overtime as well, so if that happens, that wouldn't surprise me either, Alex. We will keep an eye on things and we'll check in with you later. Thanks so much. Okay, next we're going to jump into part 3 of a W5 series we've been bringing you from Avery Haynes. Some incredible reporting this week. Tonight, the shocking cartel footprint here in Canada. Criminal networks using this country as a launch pad to ship meth from Mexico and the U.S. to New Zealand and Australia. And they aren't just moving their product through Canada, as Avery's about to tell us, they're also making it here.
Across Canada, the RCMP has dismantled about a dozen meth labs in the last 2 years, including the Super Lab in remote BC, along with assault weapons, 700 kilos of meth, destined for export and linked to a Mexican cartel. Canada's cartel footprint is alarming. The Canadian government has declared these 7 cartels terrorist entities.
Those groups have been listed because they are very much involved in crime impacting Canada.
So all those groups are active in some way in Canada?
Yes.
Chief Superintendent Mathieu Bertrand is the RCMP's Director General of Organized Crime.
The organized crime groups will take the path of least resistance.
And is Canada the path of least resistance?
I would say no. Those illicit substances are coming from every country in North America.
For the shipments that are landing and being seized in New Zealand and Australia, they're coming from Canada.
So we're aware. Our head's not in the sand. It's obviously not a title that we're proud of, but because of it, I think our response will be measured towards that.
Part of that response, and this has not been announced publicly yet, starting in 2026, the RCMP will station an officer in New Zealand.
It's not just in New Zealand. Meth from Canada is flooding the market here in Australia as well. Criminals in Canada are moving their product by air, by sea, and through the mail, sometimes in ingenious ways.
This is Australia's largest mail sorting facility in suburban Sydney. Australian border officer Vero Petros wants a closer look at this box.
Where is that from? That's from Nobleton, Ontario.
Toys from Ontario. The green is plastic, but there's also a light orange color, a flag for drugs.
We can see a little bit of glue residue on the side. So what we'll do is we'll cut into it and just see what we can find on the inside.
And then jackpot.
Can I see inside the hollow? Oh, there's more in there.
So there's another bag in there as well.
The powder is put into the plastic testing pouch.
If it goes blue, it'll be methamphetamine.
So that is meth from Canada?
That is methamphetamine from Canada.
Dozens of plastic animals stuffed with meth. There is no Michelle Kahn living at this address in Nobleton, north of Toronto. The shocked homeowners asked not to be identified, fearful for their safety. The home appears to have been randomly selected by criminals shipping the meth, and this is not a large enough seizure to warrant an international police investigation.
And we've got more of Avery's reporting coming up tonight on CTV National News at 11. Rare interviews with New Zealand gang leaders and the devastating impact Canadian meth is having in that country. All right, well, it is a Kitchener Rangers game night. It's also time to go beyond the bench once again this evening. Tonight, it's a conversation with Jack Pridham, who's been racking up the points for the team. Back in 3 minutes. Brant County will soon be home to a new Amazon delivery station, a 200,000 square foot facility that the company says will bring full and part-time jobs to the area. The facility will serve what's known as a last mile delivery station. That's what it's going to be known as, where packages received from Amazon fulfillment centers will be loaded and sorted and then put on delivery vehicles for final distribution to customers. Further details on construction haven't been shared yet, but the build is going to happen in the Rest Acres Road and Highway 403 corridor of Brantford, as just shown on that map there a few seconds ago. Well, a new report this week is raising concerns about the craze over protein powders and shakes and what's being described as a troubling amount of lead found in some of them. Consumer Reports is calling it a hidden risk, but some in the industry are pushing back, calling the investigation alarmist. CTV's John Venevali-Rao reports.
Yeah. At Toronto's Studio Fitness, where they help people achieve their strength-building dreams, personal trainer Clementine Nazin often recommends protein shakes, which she drinks twice a day.
Protein is honestly your best friend for any health or fitness goals.
She says they're great for muscle recovery, and at her gym, they ensure the protein powder they use in their drinks is healthy. Concerned about the new report raising questions about brands they don't use.
They should really tackle that issue because it becomes a really important safety hazard.
Consumer Reports tested 23 protein powders and shakes, and it says over 2/3 contained more lead in a single serving than what its experts considered safe for an entire day. In some cases, lead levels were 10 times higher, an issue they've looked at before.
It's concerning that these results are even worse than the last time we tested.
Experts at Consumer Reports went so far as to say consumers may want to avoid some of the products they named and moderate their intake of others. Experts say the concern is repeated consumption over time that could build up lead in the body and cause problems.
It could lead to mood disorders, cognitive decline, kidney disease, and even reproductive problems.
The report found plant-based protein powders had some of the most lead, which is found naturally in the environment, including in soil. In a statement, an industry group pushed back, calling the report alarmist, misleading, and unscientific, adding the levels of lead flagged by Consumer Reports are far below amounts present in many foods, including some fruits and vegetables. Still, some experts say consuming protein powder in moderation is key.
If you want to use them, Consumer Reports is recommending you scrutinize your protein shakes and consume them on occasion. John Venevali-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Okay, now we're going to recap our top stories this evening. Leanne Evans in studio with us for the latest. And Leanne, we're following a story about a home under construction in Brantford that was destroyed by fire.
Yeah, Tony, crews were called to the site on Arthur Street shortly after 1 o'clock this morning. No one was hurt, and firefighters worked to ensure the flames didn't spread to neighboring homes, though one was left with some smoke damage. There's no word yet on what sparked the flames. A high-risk offender responsible for the deaths of 4 people has been released into the community. 60-year-old Kevin Kaler is now living in Kitchener after completing his 12-year prison sentence. Kaler strangled his roommate to death back in 2013 and was convicted of manslaughter. He was also previously convicted of criminal negligence causing death in a fiery crash near Walkerton that killed 2 teen girls and an OPP officer. His latest release is known as a warrant expiry. Police say Kaler is considered a high risk to reoffend.
And Leanne, looking at what our online team is working on tonight over on the website, the City of Kitchener sharing a warning. They want people to be aware of something during a popular holiday event.
Yes, they're warning businesses, Tony, to beware of an email phishing scam during the Christkindle market. The city says someone pretending to be their manager of special events has contacted small business owners by email. So you can read more about that if you're concerned, and of course what it entails by scanning the QR code, downloading the CTV News app, or going to ctvnewskitchener.ca. Of course, one festival being Oktoberfest coming to an end this weekend. We're already switching our mindsets towards the holiday events.
Yeah, we really are, and that's good news we can use as we want to keep things safe. Okay?
Yes.
Leanne, thank you.
Thank you.
First responders from across Ontario were in Wellington County today getting hands-on experience with emergency large animal rescues, whether it's a roadside crash involving horses or a large animal that's fallen into a well. The scenarios involving animals that can be several hundred pounds are difficult situations. CTV's Heather Centerin explains.
Firefighters are helping rescue a horse from a trailer at the Grand River Raceway in Elora.
1, 2, 3, pull.
But Rusty here is not a real horse.
We have a 700-pound mannequin that can be jointed and can move.
It's all part of a large animal rescue training program. Participants from 7 different fire departments across Ontario are getting hands-on experience.
Living in Centre Wellington and the highways coming through, we have to deal with a lot of farm accidents.
Equine Guelph, with the help of a veterinarian, are the teachers. One of the first things emergency responders learn is trying not to use their own bodies to pull the animals they're rescuing, but instead turning to wide straps and other tools.
We use a reach tool so we can safely put the webbing on without putting somebody in a predicament where they could be kicked, bitten, rolled over, crushed.
Heavy machinery is also used often to help lift the animal. In these mock scenarios, Rusty had slipped on ice or mud and fallen on his side. In another simulation, Rusty had to be saved from a well or hole.
Where you only had access to sort of the top torso, and so we were doing a safe Swiss seat configuration to lift him out of some kind of hole situation.
All while trying not to let the hoofs touch the ground before the rescue is complete, since that could cause a tractor to tip over.
But once they get 1 foot or 4 feet or 3 feet on the ground, then they know they can move, and their instinct, they don't want to be in a situation like that. So an animal's instinct most likely is to flee the situation.
Critical lessons that these rescuers will take with them to the next emergency.
But this course definitely gives us a better understanding on how to deal with emergencies when they come forward.
In their mission to bring people and animals to safety. Heather Centerin, CTV News, Elora.
Well, Kitchener Rangers forward Jack Pridham had 54 points in 48 games last season, and he's picking up where he left off this season with 9 points in 7 games. The right winger tells us what sets him apart from the rest in this week's edition of Beyond the Bench.
Then to Pridham. Pridham looking for a lane. Pridham back to Pridham. Scores!
Jack Pridham. This is my second year with Kitchener Rangers, and I'm a forward.
Jack Pridham back on East Avenue in a big way.
I'd say my biggest asset is my skating ability. I think I have good speed and like to get on pucks and use my speed to help myself and my teammates out.
And look out! Short-handed breakaway from Pridham. Breakaway. Shot time. Score!
Ultimately, I think losing last year to London kind of motivates us every day, and as well as just wanting to win and having that winning mentality.
Reed wants to go for Pridham. Score!
The ultimate goal is to win the championship, but you got to take it day by day.
Just ahead, we are heading off to Seattle once again. Game 5 of the American League Championship Series underway right now. The Jays giving themselves a huge step toward the World Series last night. We're going to check in for a live report next.
A Day is back on 105.3 Virgin Radio. Listen to Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben for your chance to win $5,000
every weekday.
5K a day.
Virgin Radio.
Well, the Toronto Blue Jays are on the field at T-Mobile Park in Seattle right now. Game 5 of their ALCS matchup against the Seattle Mariners now underway. We can tell you that it's 1-0 Seattle at the end of 2 innings right now. Another important game as they try to move ahead and get closer to the World Series. CTV's Andrew Johnson joining us now live from just outside T-Mobile Park. Andrew, let's talk about the night that got us here last night. Wow, some incredible bats once again from the Jays, and Max Scherzer proving to be a solid choice on the mound and backed up by the bullpen in the end.
Yeah, Max Scherzer, the 41-year-old, living up to the nickname Mad Max. When Jays manager John Snyder was considering pulling him from the game, went out to the mound to discuss with Scherzer. Scherzer, in no uncertain terms, words were not exactly sure what came out of his mouth, but he bellowed whatever it was. And Snyder said later he thought Scherzer was going to kill him, jokingly having fun with this, but it was that kind of fiery performance from Scherzer that exceeded all expectations. And then those red-hot Jays bats, they were one of the highest scoring teams during the regular season, one of the lowest strikeout rates, and they are just pouring it on now, stunning Seattle fans and just eating their pitching staff alive. They've outscored the Mariners 21-6 in Seattle after those bats were silent in Toronto. So definitely the turnaround Jays fans were hoping for, who wondered what was going on before this thing turned to Washington State.
Right. I'll admit, I was trying to read Max Scherzer's lips last night during that encounter you were talking about, Andrew. About all I got was it looked like at the end he said, let's go. And that's, and then it went on from there. And that's kind of the situation we're in right now, except down 1-0 early in this game.
Yeah, Kevin Gausman's on the mound for the Jays today. Their ace, the 34-year-old they brought in 4 years ago just for situations like this. He said he lives for these moments. He's given up a solo home run in the second to Eugenio Suarez, so hopefully they can settle down after that, and then those Jays bats can get going. Bryce Miller on the mound for Seattle. The Jays will be hoping for another big performance from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The superstar is now inching closer to the Jays' all-time home run record in the postseason after hitting another one yesterday. That mark, you think he needs one more to tie Joe Carter and Jose Bautista. So those bats will need to get going, and a lot of Canadians again down here today. I think the most of the 3 days we've been here, prices were falling on resale sites after the Mariners weren't doing as well as maybe their bandwagon had hoped. So a big support here for the Jays.
That's an interesting note. And just before we let you go, Andrew, let's remind people, of course, too, who haven't been watching this as closely maybe as we have, this is essentially a best-of-3 series now.
It is a best-of-3 series. It's a new series, and no matter what happens from here on out, the deciding games of the series, games 6 and 7, we know, are back in Toronto. The team can maybe have a do-over from the way this thing started when the series went sideways out of the gate. It can now finish back where it started, and Jays and their fans will be hoping they're returning for Sunday's game up 3-2.
Absolutely. Okay. Andrew Johnson, live once again outside T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Andrew, great to have you with us. Thank you very much. Let's check in now and find out what's coming up tonight on CTV National News.
Tonight, the cost of strengthening our borders.
It's something we've been asking for a long time.
What Ottawa is promising and what's behind the multi-million-dollar commitment. Later on CTV National News.
Well, excitement is building here at the Odd in Kitchener as the Kitchener Rangers get set to take on the London Knights for tonight's rivalry game. Fans, as you can see, quite excited. We'll have a look at your wake-up weather coming up after the break.
Here's a look at your Friday night lineup at 7 o'clock. Stick around for E-Talk before The Big Bang Theory. Then at 8, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune before Special Forces World's Toughest Test at 9. And then at 10, it's Boston Blue.
Leanne's back with us for an update now as we follow some pretty exciting stories for later tonight. Leanne.
Yeah, of course, Tony. Jays Mariners game 5 of the ALCS down in Seattle tonight. Of course, the Jays coming out strong last night, tying up the series at 2 apiece. So tonight is a big one. We've got our eyes on it. I'll give you an update here. Top of the third just ended. It is 1-0 Seattle at this point. So we'll see what's going to happen. We're also watching here at home the Kitchener Rangers taking on the London Knights. It's OHL rivalry week, so hey, that's a great rivalry to be playing in this one. And the first time the two teams are meeting up this season. Lots of sports on tap tonight, Tony.
You bet, and we are all over it. Leanne, thank you. Have a great weekend, and we're going to check in with Alex one more time at the Odds. Speaking of that big game with the Rangers and the Knights tonight. Alex, puck drop really just minutes away now.
It really is 3 minutes away, to be exact. 7 o'clock is what that schedule is for the puck to drop. As like Leanne said, some great sports tonight, and no better rivalry game than the Kitchener Rangers taking on the London Knights. And it's the first time the Knights are here at the Odd in Kitchener since last season. So if you remember, the Kitchener Rangers were eliminated from the 2025 OHL playoffs back in May after a 4-2 loss to the Knights. London sweeping the series, outscoring the Rangers 18-8 over 4 games. But this is a new season. We've got some optimism optimism, and some fans are excited, thinking that the Rangers may take it home this year. But yes, this is part of the OHL rivalry week. So this is when some of the league's most intense matchups for fans across the province and even beyond are taking place. So not only the Rangers on the ice tonight, but others, including the Brampton Steelheads, the Brantford Bulldogs, Erie Otters versus Niagara Ice Dogs. There's lots of great hockey taking place tonight. When we look, though, at your wake-up weather for tomorrow, starting off your weekend, like we said, tomorrow's going to probably be the best day to get outside and enjoy some outdoor activities. By 6 a.m., it's going to feel warmer than it did from this morning and even the morning before then. 12 degrees is what we should be hitting, mainly cloudy. And then by 10 o'clock, we should be seeing a mix of sun and cloud with 15 degrees at this point. But it might be a little bit cool out there right now. Like we keep saying it, things are heating up, and they really are here at the Odd in Kitchener. We're already noticing quite a few fans filling the stands, and you can really feel that excitement and energy brewing, Tony.
You bet. Okay, Alex, great to have you with us from the Odd once again. Have a great weekend, and thank you for checking in with us tonight on CTV News at 6. We'll be back here at 11:30 with your next local news, including all of those highlights from those exciting games we're keeping an eye on, and of course, all the latest happenings around the region as well. That's right after the CTV National News at 11. In the meantime, we'll leave you with some very fall scenery here as we take a look at maybe a place to get out and have some fun this weekend. Lots of fall activities going on. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you back here once again on Monday. Before I let you go, bottom of the third, Seattle leading the Jays 1-0. All the latest at 11:30. Have a good night.